Hi, my name is Mushir Ahmed. I'm the founder and MD of Fintech Asia. We are an advisory firm that focuses on blockchain, digital assets, Web3, and fintech, working with policymakers, advisors, as well as startups on a variety of different use cases. Today, we'll be discussing with you about metaverse and banking. This is for information only. This is an educational piece rather than any advisory on investments. I am a board member of the Global Impact Fintech Forum, as well as co-founder of the Fintech Association of Hong Kong, an advisor to the Stellar Development Foundation, and co-founder of India Tech Hong Kong. So when you're looking at the banking and the metaverse, it is now being built up and is at a nascent stage, but we are seeing growth and a huge amount of interest across different players in Asia, Europe, and beyond. So when we think about banking in the metaverse, the fundamental element that we need to be aware of is to start with money in the metaverse. Money and economics is what underpins any new ecosystem. And when we look at the metaverse, there are going to be 5 main money elements that we are concentrating on. One is in-game tokens, depending on the type of metaverse. These tokens will be important for their economy. Cryptocurrencies, a majority of the major ones are in play, but also native tokens to each metaverse. Then you have stable coins, which are quite proliferant despite what's happened recently with Terra. You do have USDT and USDC as common and popular stablecoins. Then central bank digital currencies, which may start making more of an impact once they are live and start interacting with the metaverse economy. And of course, fiat currencies, which some ecosystems and metaverses are allowing for an interface with. Financial services in the metaverse, building on top of the money that's provided, is moving from Metaverse 1.0, which is a closed loop system focused on gaming largely. It is the potential for embedded finance is much smaller. And we have seen that it tends to be more centralized. Connectivity also tends to be closed. We are moving towards Metaverse 2.0, as Goldman Sachs puts it, where you're going to see open connectivity, decentralized structure, with cryptocurrencies being a major financial currency, and a variety of different use cases. For the financial services, the building blocks will be internet money, DeFi, NFTs as an ecosystem part, as well as the engagement between physical and digital. So what can banks do in the metaverse? We have different elements of banking that could be executed in the metaverse. For today's presentation and in general, I'm going to talk about 5 main areas. One, looking at banking of the DeFi economy, i.e. all the decentralized finance projects that may be available on the metaverse and beyond. The banks could help provide various banking elements, from lending to securitization to investment opportunities for these economies, and connecting and providing them standard banking services. Second is banking their clients on the metaverse itself, so providing them a host of different services when these clients are on the metaverse or different metaverse platforms, supporting clients with investment strategies in the metaverse assets. A lot of the investment banks and private banking have started looking at how their clients can invest in different metaverse projects, ranging from assets of virtual lands all the way to elements of NFTs and tokens. 2 other use cases that we're starting to see being implemented across different banks is to do with virtual reality and being able to not only onboard clients in terms of enabling them to understand different features, different products that are being offered, but also to use the metaverse for customer service. And lastly, for internal meetings and onboarding of teams for their own purposes, right, for the banks themselves. Of course, all of this ties into element of marketing and branding that the banks are doing by their physical or and in the sense of a digital presence in the metaverse. Now, looking at the UI UX in a bank is going to be quite important. I'm just going to show a quick look at what one of the players, UXDA, have been envisaging when it comes to how banks can provide UI UX in the metaverse and the VR and AR world. As we can see here, you have looking at, and once you know your tablets, there you go. It gives you your salary, it provides you with your portfolio breakup. Now this is mixed reality, because you're doing the task and providing this, but this could also be as part of the metaverse itself. Switch between different accounts and different views as well. Now, we are seeing a host of different banks, including some of the world's largest banks entering the metaverse. One of the biggest announcements this year was from HSBC launching in the Sandbox metaverse. There you can see the HSBC Stadium, which is in the Sandbox, which would help with their branding and their marketing. In addition to that, HSBC has launched a major NFT program here in Hong Kong, where they're partnering with K11 and showcasing a host of limited edition NFTs that they've minted for their clients and for participants. So you can see this is happening. In addition to this, HSBC is also offering private banking clients an opportunity to consider investments and ownership of assets in the metaverse. We then have Standard Chartered, one of the other largest banks, and here's their announcement of their entering the metaverse again with Sandbox, and you can see a prelude of that here. Essentially, we've been Standard Chartered history using the Sandbox platform, which has been pixelated and showcasing how the evolution of the bank has taken place over the last 100 odd years. You'll see more innovative projects like these happening with major banks, but here is an example of how banks are using the metaverse and virtual reality for customer onboarding and client servicing. This is BNP Paribas using virtual reality for their clients, where they are doing some advisory and are helping their clients understand some of their portfolio. JP Morgan's Onyx unit, which is their blockchain unit, set up a lounge in the Decentraland. The previous ones for HSBC and Standard Chartered were on the Sandbox. This is again meant to be an engagement with their clients, allowing the participants on the Decentraland to come and have a chat with JP Morgan employees who would also be based on the metaverse during a certain part of their day. Now, in addition to looking at how major banks are functioning in the metaverse, I think it's also important to look at the DeFi models. Yes, native Web 1, Web 2, if you're going to call it, traditional banks are looking to enter the metaverse and build towards it. It takes slightly longer time to be crypto native, but we have banks such as the ECOMMERCE who are looking to be native on the metaverse and build their own bank. They are looking to partner with a host of different players and offering different products for the banking on the metaverse. They're launching DeFi branches and working with the likes of Network for their branches. Look, none of the conversation here today is an endorsement of any of the products, but it's a highlight for you to understand how different players are participating. Then we have what's known as the MetaBank DeFi. It's meant to be the world's first decentralized 360 solution bank in the photorealistic metaverse. They are about to launch soon, but they're looking to be an immersive NFT multiverse where people can come and bank based on DeFi elements. In addition to pure banking, as we spoke about initially, payments and money are important fundamentals of most things banking. So payment rails are going to be quite important as we build in the metaverse. We will need to, there's going to be a big push towards controlling the payments in the metaverse. Regulations are going to kick in, and you also are looking at ability to secure these payments. Very important that these are interoperable, and you have virtual rails that are not cumbersome but are able to solve payments in a seamless way, because if payments are tricky and take a lot of time, that tends to make the user experience quite bad. You then have platforms who could become the gatekeepers, and this could become using competitive technology. So a lot of this will be more centralized platforms versus decentralized platforms. And on the other hand, you'll have DeFi solutions and blockchain solutions that are filling the vacuum using smart contracts and others which traditional banks may not be able to offer at the get-go. In addition to this, we are also seeing e-commerce players use VR for payments in the metaverse, right? For VR, as here you can see, this is Alipay's VR platform, which is showcasing how you can walk around a virtual store and pick up any product that you're looking to, and then accordingly pay through that. Similar way, Walmart is also creating a virtual cart for you to make a first purchase online and then subsequently make those payments. In Korea, we're seeing quite a few innovations that are happening in the banking space when it comes to the metaverse. Quite a few of the Korean banks are actively looking to participate, and we'll give a few case studies here for you to understand. We are choosing Korea as a case study largely because of the progress that we're seeing as an ecosystem, which is important for any banking world, in particular because as an ecosystem, you will then get support from different players, and banking is a lot about ecosystems. Of course, Korea also happens to have a large gaming community and has seen a lot of interest in crypto over the last few years. So Kookmin Bank, they have done a virtual financial town that they launched, which includes a financial business center, a telecommuting center, as well as a playground in the financial business center. There are branches, there's PR, there's auditorium, social spaces. Telecommuting center is essentially to communicate with the clients and between office workers. And of course, playgrounds, there's resting areas and parks, all virtual. This is a look at the virtual town that Kookmin Bank has. And you can see all these areas that are created, and that's a meeting that was being held to showcase how this works. Other Korean banks in the metaverse include the Woori Bank. You can see on the right-hand side is an event that they're holding on the metaverse. And on the left-hand side is an SME bank that they're looking to build on their metaverse through their mixed reality. And this is a model we can start seeing as replicated by other banks overseas as well. Hana Bank is another bank which has opened a branch in the metaverse and are using their employees to interact and work with their clients on the metaverse. Again, Industrial Bank of Korea is also looking to launch this. You can see different typographics, different interfaces that are happening in the metaverse when it comes to all these banks. And then Shinhan Bank has also been looking to activate and have their clients. Now, as we go through these banks and engagement, that model that we're talking about, it is important for us to remember that it is a lot about traction, right? And traction is not going to happen overnight or even in a few months' time. This is probably a multi-year project. Metaverse provides banks with three clear objectives. Number one, it provides them with an opportunity for branding and marketing. Number two, it provides them with a way with staying in step with their digital native clients, and as well as showing their affinity to advanced technology. And number three, it starts to provide them with opportunities on leveraging mixed reality or virtual reality for functions that could not be done currently, right? Now, an element which is very important is that accessibility for technology and VR, AR lenses, as it were, which is going to take some time. Quite a few of the platforms like Decentraland, Sandbox, etc., are typically accessed from a computer, so more of a 2D to some cases a 3D experience. But you need more seamless experience, and clients will be looking for that. You'll also need to see how much onboarding of people will take place over the next few years. In some developed economies where internet and you already have internet speeds are very high, plus 5G is in place, it will see more traction sooner because user experiences are better. You are also seeing big players like the likes of Facebook, which has now renamed itself as Meta, coming up with Horizon Workspaces and a bunch of other major players building interfaces that would then provide a large and better let me rephrase that. Will provide better experiences for for users to come on board, and banks can leverage and partner with such players to run their banking services and engagement with clients. My name is Mushir. This is FinTech Asia, providing you with an insight on banking in the metaverse. We wish the organizers best of luck for the rest of the day, and thank you for having us again. Thank you.